Hey guys, this is Dan the GM, and I'm welcoming you to What the Dice. And this is episode 72, and because it ends with the 2, that means shout out time. Well, before I do that, I want to apologize for this week's audio. You'll notice some strange audio glitching and some weird sounds near the end of the episode. Well, our show had some tech gremlins, and those tech gremlins were brought to you by Phae. Who's Phae? Well, you see, we had another player drop a coin in the slot. But enough about that. You'll find out more about her later. But let me tell you about our shout out of 72. So there's this podcast called Geezers of the Game Podcast. These guys did us a really big favor and gave us a shout out a while ago, and unfortunately I didn't have the time to slip them in earlier. So here they are. Let me tell you a bit about them. These guys are old school players. They come back from an era before my time, probably before some of y'all's time, but they are some great guys. They always want to talk to us about how we can level up our games and what we can do to make ourselves more available for other gamers. You should definitely check them out. It's Geezers of the Game Podcast. If you're over on Twitter, you can follow them by searching @GotGShow. And as always, I will have all the descriptions, not only on our website, but in the description of this episode. As we walk up the coast that we have walked up many, many times before, we see the campfire lit, and behind it, the storyteller, sitting, flipping through the journal that's in his lap, and humming lightly to himself. As we approach, he gives us a warm smile. "Ah, my friends, welcome, welcome. Have a seat. Now, as you might remember, last time we spoke, a strange woman has not only found her way into the Institute of Extraplanar Studies, but has ingratiated herself with the Rat Scholar, and has made her way not only to the Dark City, but inside the MurDock, and is waiting for them. As the team argues and convinces the MurDock crew to let them keep some items, we get back with them and see what kind of friendship blooms from the darkness." I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what happened in the last episode.
Yes, please.
You all arrived at the Dock City, which did not get a name. After dealing with the TSA of our whatever place this is, you finally made it on board the luxury airship, luxury Zeppelin, known as the MurDock. That, as you guys have found out during the TSA conversation, has had over 500 flights without a single incident. So all of your equipment that is weapon-based has been checked in and is secured. That is literally all that happened in a nutshell.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for a name for your city, you could just call it Harbor Town.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
I like Harberton.
But wouldn't it harbor mean water instead of it, airport?
Shh, just let it happen.
Not necessarily.
It doesn't happen often, does it?
As the three of you enter on board the ship, this would remind Defibulus of the luxury hotels that he has seen, except it is all card games and games of chance, at least on this first floor. A steward approaches you, giving you a deep bow He explains that his name is Terry and that he is going to show you to your rooms.
Kalila's just kind of haphazardly nodding while looking around like, well, this is... What? She's never been in, what, a Zeppelin or a flying ship or things such as fancy as this. So she's just kind of haphazardly walking around looking.
Defibulus will grab both Kalila and Clyde. Look at this place! This is amazing!
When he says amazing, Clyde detects evil.
There are no evil deities. Well, no.
Deities? They're just evil people.
As you walk past the kitchen area, let me actually throw you guys onto that map.
Yeah, like what floor are we coming in on?
I'm going to get that to you now. All right. So as you are brought on board, you are brought on board the casino level. Clyde, with your detect evil, you do sense some evil coming from the kitchen area.
Evil kitchen. Must investigate. I will
Right.
inform my two comrades that there is some evil in the kitchen.
Okay.
Really?
Maybe they're just making a really evil sandwich.
Well, what would it take to make an evil sandwich?
Some wicked ingredients.
Okay, I see where we're at. So he wants to head. Well, fine. While exploring, I'll follow Clyde in the general direction of the kitchen since there's something evil.
So the steward gives you a nod and lets you go about and do what you want to do.
So I'm assuming we're going to figure out why there's evil in the kitchen, right?
Yes, I am. At least this way I can put like a visual on the evil. I don't have to deal with it right now, but at least I know what the evil is.
Must satisfy the curiosity.
Tell you, it's a wicked sandwich.
All right.
Like I said, Kalila's just kind of following behind Clyde. I mean, no one's screaming, no one's bleeding, no one... So she's just like, all right, following
Yet.
him. Yeah, yet, of course.
As you enter into the kitchen area, you see a small crate by the fire pit. Around you, there are clockwork robots that are working busily, preparing different types of food.
Is it coming from the crate?
It is coming from the crate.
Do you guys see these clockwork guys? These guys are cool.
I asked the steward to come over here,
He approaches you.
and I asked him who is the general manager of the kitchen cooking area and the I guess the boxes of such crates and everything.
He gives you a strange look and he goes, well, the first mate checks in the boxes and ensures that the crates have been delivered unopened, and we'll check supplies once they are starting to be loaded.
May I speak with him or someone of that nature that might be able to get word to him? I know he's probably very busy, but it's something that I need to address immediately before we set off.
I am going to be your contact for things of such nature. Captain and the flight crew are usually not to be disturbed during flight. How can I
Okay.
help you?
I am a formal paladin. Just to, have a background, and from my detections of being a good paladin, there is something that is resounding with an actual evil presence from this crate right here.
Oh, well, if you wish, you may open it. I can stand here and ensure that you do not pour or add anything to our supplies.
All right, I will.
All right.
Which, while he was talking with the steward guy, Kalila would have heard Defibulus being like, "These guys are amazing!" And Kalila going, "I don't understand what they are," while watching them buzz around.
Oh, Defibulus will not pass up an opportunity as such, and he will explain the whole craziness of clockwork automatons to her, and their amazingness and usefulness.
Now, mind you, she still is keeping an attentive eye and ear on Clyde because he's addressing something evil and it's in a crate, and she's just as curious about it as well. So she is kind of like nudging Defibulus, like, just a second, we're about to open the crate.
Clyde, can I get a strength check?
But of course.
Wait, the crate's nailed down still?
Oh, I've got a 19 on my roll, so that's gonna be a 23.
You were able to pry the lid off with great ease. Inside, you see onions.
May I have one of the bots take out the onions, because it's probably something that's inside, and I don't want to, touch all the food sources.
The steward gives a command to the bot that begins to skillfully remove each onion and stack them very ornately in their place in the kitchen area.
Is there anything else in the box?
As he lifts down and picks up one of the onions, it is glowing that it is evil.
That one. Whatever is contacted with that one is actually giving off a profound evil aura.
Wait, Kalila's her ears are gonna perk up. She goes, are you telling me that that's an evil onion?
Or something is attached to it spiritually.
A possessed onion. Can you possess an onion?
If you can possess a doll, why can't you possess an onion?
I mean, yeah, you had a point there.
So, wicked ingredients. Just like I said.
That, good one, but,
Steward goes, well, then we can throw it out and just tell the staff that it was a bad onion.
I think he wants to vanquish it.
Of course I want to vanquish it.
Bad onions.
You're going to smite the onion.
I am actually going to ask if I can have a private spot on the bow or anything, and I'm going to smite it.
Steward looks at you very strangely and nods slowly as Terry escorts you out to a private area, which would be the wraparound deck on the outside. He secures the door and says, when you are ready, just knock and I will let you back in, sir.
Perfect. I'm going to smite it.
Hey, Clyde.
Oh, sorry, what?
Is this how paladins cook their onions, by smiting them or something?
It's quite possible. I'm not sure. I'm the only paladin that's probably ever that I have seen do this with an onion, but we'll find out.
Kalila's watching just to see if the onion explodes.
Oh, God. I got a 19 on the roll. Okay, unarmed, I don't have a 19 to 20 crit. So, I got a 19 on the roll, so that means I have a 28 to hit.
All right, it's an onion that is just sitting there. You have successfully vanquished the onion.
What did you hit it with?
So I don't have any other evil feelings from this onion or in the area?
Nope, it was an evil onion.
I want to know how he vanquished it. Did he stab it with something or punch it or like just bless it? Like what happened
I have
here?
a gauntlet that I'm always wearing, and smite just imbues my attack. So I basically wholly imbued my gauntlet and hit it.
Okay, so you punched an onion.
Yep.
Or
Yep,
slapped
basically.
it? Just back.
No.
Please tell me you slapped it.
No,
Whack.
think of it this way. It was a really forced for a hug.
I'm also gonna need a fort save from you.
What? Oh, it's an onion.
An onion.
Formerly evil onion.
Dude, my fort save is a 33.
Okay, you are not crying, but you reek of onion.
I'm okay with this.
So, was it worth exercising your onion?
As Kalila behind the glass, as Kalila behind the glass is just patting on her hips, hoping that she still has the water skin and it's not on Clyde.
I do not know who has it.
It's in the bag of holding, so I have the bag of holding.
Balls.
So I'm going to rinse myself off. I did pretty good damage to it too.
Yeah? Alright.
And I knock and I say I'm done.
Harry allows you back in and offers you a clean, warm towel.
I thank him profusely and proceed to wipe myself off and dry and everything.
He asks if you would like to continue to take a look at the gambling line. He does explain that he can tell you who is on board and that they do have some pretty high-class names that have joined them.
I will actually refer to my companions because I will not be doing any gambling.
Wait, what?
Harry just basically asked if you would like to meet the other patrons.
Sure. Or she
Okay.
looks at Clyde going, you gonna be okay?
I'm good. I no longer sense any evil at the moment, but I'll probably sense evil later just to see if I keep up with it.
You gonna go shower?
I washed myself off and got a warm towel from this gentleman right here.
I
And
want to know where you
appreciate
washed yourself off at. Like just in the middle of the deck? Is there like was
Yeah,
there
I'm
a
out
random
on-
Oh, there was just a random hose. Okay, that's convenient.
No, I used the water skin.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm out on deck, so, you know.
Hey, Clyde.
Yes,
I think I saw an apple give me an evil look over in the kitchen.
that's quite mean.
I thought it was too. You should go exercise him too.
You're not being very nice right now. Why would you say that?
Because I was hoping we could get a fruit salad out of it eventually.
Onion isn't a fruit. Tomato is, but an onion isn't.
Oh, great. So now Defibulus is eating the same thing as Sir Reginald. Putting tomatoes in a fruit salad.
I said an apple this time.
Well, at least it's an apple. But an onion in a fruit salad?
Onion isn't a fruit, but a
I
tomato
know.
is.
I'm agreeing with Clyde on this one.
Yeah.
I just want to see him smite another piece of produce. Kind of hilarious to watch, you know.
I want to know how that onion ended up evil. Did someone curse one onion, like pulled it out of the ground and stubbed his toe and went, "Damn you, onion!"
You're right. I did forget to ask it.
You did. You did. It could have repented.
Tell you, it was just all one bad seed in a lot.
The one evil seed. But yes, Kalila will go and meet whoever else the steward wants her to meet.
He walks you guys to where the performing center. If you guys look at the map on the left-hand side, you'll see a stage with a bunch of sitting areas. Sitting there, you see a younger-looking high elf. Next to him is a slightly older-looking elven female, and then on his other side, a very young, beautifully dressed human female.
Should I write this stuff down? Because you're going through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I am.
Keeping a distance so that the patrons don't hear, he goes, the elf and the female elf are Volin and Belina. They are royal elves, or high elves from the royal district. He was born into money and has made quite a bundle in working with traders of different types of metals and leathers. He has just recently started to work in the Zeppelin industry. He has 2 Zeppelins under his name. Both are more traveling merchant warehouses. Between you and me, he does have a bid on the MurDock itself. I'm not sure what the crew has been offered, but I was offered quite a hefty bid to stay on board as the lead
Wait,
steward.
this thing's for sale?
Yes and no. There's a bidding war going on due to it being a dwarven-owned Zeppelin, but the captain is elven. The captain and I are the only 2 elves that work on board. And the
Yeah.
young woman, I'm not entirely sure her name, but I do know that Valen had purchased her tickets. And they will be traveling to the purchasing home, and they're going to be placing a bid. And I believe they're working on selling the MurDock.
Wow, that's pretty profound.
Didn't know that the thing was for sale, but that's nice, I guess. Kalila honestly wouldn't care about that information, so she's only like half listening to him.
So, what's the going rate on a Zeppelin these days?
I do know that the last bid that was put on the MurDock by a dwarf gentleman, I believe he was hitting somewhere in the 500,000 platinum. But that is to purchase everything. Lock, stock, and barrel, I believe, is the city term for it. He would be basically purchasing all rights to all equipment, the drone, the clockwork robots, as well as purchasing the contracts for the crew.
Koala's just gonna lean down to Defibulus and be like, is this normal speak for, like, whatever this is? Luxury people? Why are they telling us about a bid?
Zeppelins are still pretty rare these days. They're picking up in numbers, but the fact that someone can put down the money to purchase one with all the equipment, crew with it, that's pretty substantial.
Do they realize that we don't care?
Well, we may not, but someone does.
So what, is this just like a blanket speech they tell everybody who comes on board?
Well, kinda. It's kind of a business thing. This is like a business. This is pretty much a giant luxury business ship. So yeah, that's kind of par for the course.
So pretend to be rich?
No,
Oh, okay.
I come for money. Look how I act.
Fair enough. So act like you. Got it.
Oh, I want to see this.
Walking you near the roulette tables, you see multiple men placing bids and gambling quite a bit. And it's not just a few golds, it's several thousand golds at a go.
Leaning back down to Defibulus. Is this how you bid on a Zeppelin?
Nah, this is just gambling.
Oh, okay. What? I thought there was cards involved.
Different type of gambling.
Oh.
You see a halfling, a half-orc, a dwarf, and another elf gambling away. The half-orc seems to be having more money than any half-orc that anyone had ever seen. And he seems to be listening to the halfling of how to bid, when to bid high, when to bid low, as if he is learning.
I was gonna say, is there one of the automated work people running the table?
Yes.
Lila's gonna just listen in with her cat ears.
It seems as if the halfling and the half-orc are almost splitting their money. As if, like, the halfling has an agreement that he's teaching this half-orc how to be, in his quotes, a fancy man. Based on the orc's pattern of speech, he sounds like he is very rural. But he is dressed in what would be classified as high society.
Never seen a fancy orc. Okay.
Well, I mean, before we all started traveling together, when was the last time you saw a hug-happy paladin running around too?
Touche.
A few moments pass by, and a human joins the table. Slamming down a satchel of gold, he begins to try to outbid everyone. The elf seems particularly irritated and walks off with a slight bow, and seems to don a white apron and move into the kitchen area.
Who put on a white apron?
The elf that was standing there.
So he's the chef?
She, and yes.
Oh, okay. A female elf.
Yep.
Right. That's not the elf that was sitting with the other human and male elf, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
A few bids go by, and you hear the half-orc call him by name. Golcat, why you bid so low? Come on, let's see these shinies go down. I need to purchase what is term. New shoe. I need new shoe. The halfling chuckles and gives him a nod and goes, you need a new pair of shoes. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. Why baby wear shoes? Baby should run in field and have stones in feet. Make good feet strong.
And this is an orc?
Half-orc.
So I'll tell him in orc. It's a human phrase that means nothing important to strong orcs.
He gives you a nod, and the halfling gives a smile, and he goes, couldn't have said it better myself. Would you like to be dealed in?
No, but thank you. I am content with watching.
He nods. They go back to gambling, and Terry gives a smile. Well, we do not unfortunately have a live bard, but we did take the time to record some of the best bards we could and get them as wax cylinder recordings. So there will be music tonight if you wish to come up and enjoy a fresh meal. According to your tickets, you are in the Nobleman Suite, and you have access to the bar and the casino, as well as the buffet at any time.
Question, Mr. Terry person.
Yes, sir.
Am I allowed to, like, draw and sketch your automatons and the engines?
Unfortunately, the engines are part of the storage and cargo, so only members of the MurDock will be allowed down there.
That's a shame.
But
He didn't say
Please.
no to the robots.
yes, please, feel free. These are the top-of-the-line models. The first mate and the rest of the crew spared no expense in purchasing the best of the best. Our engineer also spent years studying under the creators so that he knows exactly how to repair them in every way.
Why would he
What-
want to sell a Zeppelin?
That's a good
Well,
question.
Looking around, he kind of pulls you away from the crowd and he goes, well, according to your ticket, you come from the Holy City, so I'm assuming that you have some pull. According to the other people that work here, the captain and the first mate are fighting over a large contract on it. He wants to sell the Zeppelin and get another elf to purchase it so that it can be flown over to a elven high city so that the elves can have the jewel of the sky. The dwarves.
That didn't answer why he's selling a Zeppelin. I
Retirement.
oh, okay. I guess
Even
that
though
makes sense.
even though he is a fairly young captain, the MurDock does tend to do straight flights. The crews do in full rotations. And how it works is the whole crew is on board during the takeoff and landing. The rest of the time, they rotate in shifts. So at any given point, there's someone in the cockpit. So we do not have an autopilot system. And that is what makes the MurDock so special. But it also wears on our crew pretty quickly.
Kalila's just gonna nod and be quiet since this guy tends to just ramble answers and just look around like she's no longer interested. Going, I guess we should see where our room is.
He goes, absolutely, please follow me. As he walks you down the flight of stairs, he begins to explain to you that this all accommodations or all the luxury rooms are equipped with showers as well as freestanding or as well as lounging tubs, so that if you wish to relax, you may. And if that you need anything, there's a chime that will summon him. So your cabin, he walks you to the front of the ship just behind the stairs. This is your cabin. We have set aside 2 beds in each room, as well as a common room in the center. Your door can be locked from the inside on both the rooms and the main door. As he walks you in, you can tell that this is... Kalila would have never seen fruits of this quality, or even...
It's probably just a bunch of fruit she doesn't know.
Yeah. But it's also... The leathers are exquisitely softened, and all of the fabrics are either high-quality cotton or silk. Clyde and Defibulus, this would even put your house to shame. This would be what a king would have in their home.
Oh, because we're assuming they all came down with me?
Yeah, because Terry is walking you down. He shows you where there is a shiny metal button that is on the wall. If you push this, it will let me know that you need something, and I will come as quickly as I can.
I will not.
Hey, Clyde.
Yes, sir.
Are any of the fruits evil?
I look at Defibulus and confront him kind of sternly. It's not really something to joke with when something is evil and it threatens, the people or things that are around them.
But I didn't see the onion threaten anyone.
You don't know that. That's why I took care of it beforehand. It might have contaminated the other onions, and then everybody that ate might have gotten sick on this entire trip.
Here, he gives you a bow and pulls out a small pocket watch. He goes, "We should be taking off in a matter of minutes. It is a customary thing to come and watch the takeoff from the casino deck if you'd like to watch the takeoff."
But I'm gonna detect evil anyway.
And tell no one.
And tell no one.
Just detect evil and tell no one, just in case Defibulus was right.
There is no evil.
Well, Kalilah's still going to at least walk into the room and look around, since Terry was at least like, it'll be soon. And I don't know how much Kalilah cares about their traditions, but she does want to be at least kind of respectful, so.
He gives you a bow and escorts. He leaves, basically, just showing you how to lock the door, and then leaves.
Alright, well, she's gonna look at her spider and go, alright, pick a room.
Oh, am I supposed to pick for your spider?
No, I'm going to roll a die and pick for my spider. And I will investigate the room Hugin picked.
All right. Before you enter in, I need a perception check.
17.
With a 17, you begin to look around. You see a large window that has metal shutters on it, blocking out the light. You see some speakers in the top of the roof, or top of the ceiling, playing soft piano music. Your eyes continue to move down, and then you see something you would not have expected. There's a person sitting on the bed. Pixie, would you please describe your character?
So you've got a young woman in her early 30s, average height, average build, brown hair, brown eyes, nothing extraordinary about her. She's wearing dark gray leathers and boots and has her hair pulled up in a bun. She's reclining on the bed, reading a black book, and has kind of no care in the world at the moment.
Race?
Human.
Okay, so she. Okay.
So Kalilah pretty much just stops in the door, walking around, slow pace, step, spies her, and is just like, do we have the wrong room, or do you have the wrong room?
Upon that, Clyde is gonna come over because it's like, wait, did she just say somebody else is here?
Yeah,
Basically?
you guys could loudly hear Kalilah just have that pause of, or do we have the wrong room, or do you?
You're Kalila, yeah?
She's gonna blink for a moment and be like, yes?
Nicodemus sent me. Here. And she's going to hand over a scroll that contains a letter of introduction.
I will take the scroll and play the whole, like, look at the scroll, look at her, look at the scroll, look at her. Sniff the scroll to see if it smells like Nicodemus.
It smells like Nicodemus.
Okay, well, it smells like the Rat Scholar. She just opens up the scroll to read it.
And it is just simply a, yes, I sent her. And that's literally all it is yes, I sent her, Nicodemus.
Well, I would expect, honestly, no less from him. She just hands the scroll to Clyde and be like, who are you?
My name is Phae.
Why did Nicodemus send you? His note didn't tell us anything. He just said yes.
Of course, the note didn't say anything. I'm your new teammate.
Clyde, Defibulus, we have a new friend.
Please explain further.
Explain what? You have a new teammate.
Clyde's gonna step out of the way. When Clyde walks in, she's gonna go, Clyde, Phae, Clyde, and hand Clyde the scroll.
Clyde reads scroll, hands it back to Phae, and says, read what it says, and this would be why I'm asking to explain further.
Yeah, I already told her all it says was yes.
Take the scroll back, set it back aside. I'm aware, and that's as much as I know. I'm your new teammate.
Did he send you with any new orders?
Keep you out of trouble.
We get in trouble if she looks over at Defibulus.
Hey, what'd I do this time?
I don't know, but apparently we get in trouble.
Clyde's gonna look at the Fibulus and that Clyde and be like, "Yes, don't you remember explosions?"
They weren't. We didn't get in trouble for that.
Nope, we didn't.
No one cared, actually.
You guys get into trouble.
No one cared.
And also, which set of explosions are you talking about, sir?
Don't ask that question.
That's my point.
All of them have been legitimate explosions.
Yeah, actually, when you ran up and then learned that it was the skeleton army at the bridge, you agreed with us.
Yep.
You kind of like pardoned us almost. You're like, all right, that's fair.
And Grandpa didn't particularly mind I helped remodel that corner of the bar for him either.
He still made us pay for the bill, though.
No, the Holy City paid for it.
You got a fair point there.
And he got more business out of it, so it worked out better in the end.
Wait, how did you get here? Looking back at Phae suddenly.
Wait, who are we talking to?
Her!
Oh, hi.
Hello.
She probably walked here. I mean, on her feet.
Yeah, but with the windbag of Terry that he is, I'm pretty sure he would have mentioned, your other party member or friend is here. And he didn't.
Do you have a ticket?
Ticket, please.
I don't believe that's your job.
She has a point there.
I mean, that is true, but part of our job as the three of us would be to make sure that, everything is cohesive and we know exactly what's going on.
He didn't send you a chalk, did he?
A what?
Piece of chalk? Did he send a piece of chalk with you?
Not specifically as such, but I keep chalk upon my person.
I wasn't asking if you had a ticket. I was thinking if you didn't, we'd have to tie a rope to you so that they throw you overboard, that we can keep you from hitting the ground with a big thud.
Effective as always.
Yep.
Rope is very effective.
Okay, so you're with us. You know we're going to Godspell.
Yes.
Do you know what we're doing at Godspell?
Only in the briefest of terms.
What did he tell you?
Why don't you remind me, and we'll make sure we're on the same page.
I would have to say you would need to tell us first.
Kalila's gonna come up and sniff Phae and see if she smells like the rat scholar.
She is a mix of not only the Undercity, a strange scent of algae and stale water, and she also smells of the rat scholar and the Institute itself.
Well, I don't think she's lying, Clyde. I believe she's been with the rat scholar.
I have a perfect solution to figure out if she's on the level, guys.
Okay.
The Phoebus will walk up to her. Do these bare boots look good on me or not?
Yes!
Very fetching.
I trust her. She's on a level.
Did it have something to do with sacred objects or not?
Yes, something about a bone god?
Alright, she's on the level.
I already determined that.
I was just confiding. She said something about the bone god. She looks at Clyde being like, that's kind of good evidence there.
Well, wait a minute. What's to say she doesn't serve the bone god, but she already said the boots look good, so I trust her.
How about it, Paladin? Am I good or bad?
Yet to be determined.
If only you had some kind of strange and godlike ability to determine if someone was evil or not. I just some way of just detecting it.
She said good or she said good or bad. She didn't say evil. There are still bad people that aren't evil.
I am not starting that conversation again.
We're not getting into that again, but that was a good one.
Plus, I already did that, remember? When, secretly to myself?
Yeah, and you didn't detect any evil.
Correct. Doesn't mean she's not bad.
You get a pass. Not suspicious of a random creepy dude carving runes sitting at the edge of in the heart of a cursed swamp in front of a nasty puddle of fountain goo, and you at least give it the benefit of the doubt of being nice. But a suspicious woman laying in your bed is
Wasn't
not.
in my bed. Whoa! Wasn't in my bed.
Hey, no, hey. It's in my bed.
Oh wait, it's my bed. I claimed this room. Well,
No, it's a spare bed. Technically, she would be sleeping in either your bed or Hugin's bed, unless he's just suiting to sleep on the floor.
he might have nested on the ceiling. He's a spider. He makes his own bed. But all right, you have a point. She was hiding in my bed. Or my bedroom? Well, I have no more questions. Whatever. Kalila's just gonna go get a piece of fruit and go back upstairs.
Well, they did say that they wanted to lift off soon and people gather, so let's go and do that for the time being.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll get to know you, I guess, on this nice luxury liner. What is this called? Zeppelin? Zeppelin. Luxury Zeppelin.
I have always preferred the term dirigible.
Whatever it is.
As you all arrive on the casino deck, you see the captain, the first mate, the navigator, and the engineer all salute as they go down into the engine room. A few minutes pass, and you hear the sounds of the engines kicking on. And you start to feel that strange sensation as you lift off. You watch the ground slowly shrink, 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 until the people look like ants on the ground below you.
Oh, Kalila is totally watching that, as an eager cat would. Practically face against a window, watching.
As you watch, you start to see the land slowly fade off as you begin to move over the ocean itself. And as you all watch this happen, we will end this episode here.
Well, 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 me friends, it seems as if Clyde is not quite easily taken by this Miss Phae. Defibulus, on the other hand, seems to be, if you compliment his bear shoes, he will accept you. And Kalila always seems to have a wary eye on those she just meets. But the agents must rest, as must I, and the moon is high, and that means that is all the time we have for this meeting. And as always, me friends, may the dice gods bless your every roll.
We here at What the Dice would like to thank Paizo for creating Pathfinder, Epidemic Sound for our music, as well as Sirenscape for our sound effects. If you would like to reach out to us, you can do so on Facebook at What the Dice Pod, Twitter at What the Dice Pod, and of course email whatthedicepod@gmail.com. And if you liked our little adventure, please share us with your friends and rate and review us.